taking a leap of faith, venturing into the unknown, stepping into darkness, and having faith that you will rediscover your path. Embarking on an uncharted journey can be intimidating, and it's something many of us tend to avoid. When we opt for the unfamiliar, numerous fears raise our heads, attempting to hinder our progress. Most of these fears revolve around our future. What if I don't succeed in this new path? Will I find my happiness? What if I lack the financial means to sustain myself? What will my parents think, especially when their well-being now partly depends on me? I don't have answer to these questions yet, and I am uncertain about what the future holds. However, one thing I'm sure of is that the traditional 9-to-5 corporate life isn't for me. Over a year ago, I made a daring choice to leave my corporate job without a backup plan. I know it may sound daunting, and it's more terrifying when you realize I didn't have significant savings to fall back on. This decision may seem foolish and terrifying to many, and truth to be told, it felt that way to me as well. But I felt I had no other choice. I might have continued to struggle in my day-to-day job, but the pay wasn't enough to lead a sustainable life. On YouTube, you can find many videos of people leaving their 9-to-5 jobs after working in the corporate world for 10 to 15 years, already earning 5 or 6 figure salaries. However, that wasn't my reality. I consciously chose a much more challenging path. For over 5 years in the corporate world, I struggled not only to make the ends meet, but also to find the motivation to stay in the rat race. Mentally, I was in a dark place, but I am not the type of person to give up easily. During those years, I switched many jobs and career paths, but none of them seemed to fit. I often felt inadequate, unable to stick with one job or imagine a life of 30 years doing the same thing. Every day I would rush to the office, spend a whole day working hard and returning home at night, eat and collapse into bed. The routine was becoming overwhelming to the point where I thought it might consume me. Not only that, but office politics were also a major part of corporate life, and it's something not many people discuss. Some might argue that it's normal in the corporate world, but it wasn't something I could bear with. I would rather wake up in the morning, start my day slowly, watch the sunrise and listen to the birds' melodies without worrying about the day's uncertainties. I prefer to take my time without the relentless pressure of time ticking away. I would rather embrace silence over the constant honking of traffic and office chatter. When I left my job, I didn't have a clear plan for what comes next, but I have saved enough to cover my expenses for the next 6 months. I decided to take that leap of faith. Around that time, I also developed an interest in video editing, so I decided to give it a shot without getting too carried away. Today, I am a freelance video editor. Am I successful yet? Not exactly. I still have much to learn in this field, and I'm still struggling to make a decent income too. However, the rush and the chaos of corporate life are gone. I do have 2 other life responsibilities now, but somehow I'm managing. One of the best parts of this new life is that I don't have to rush in the morning, and I'm not bombarded with constant noise. Don't get me wrong, I'm not against socializing, but I prefer solitude. I'd rather have fewer material possessions than be constantly running and racing against time. I'd rather have less chaos and office politics and rather be in a peaceful place than a noisy one. My corporate life wasn't providing me with what I needed to survive, and there was no job security either. I don't want to be the person who only gets to sit quietly in solitude when I'm 60 after retirement. Why not now? Why postpone my journey of self-discovery? I am not saying that you can't delve into your inner self while working a 9 to 5 job. You absolutely can. However, it just wasn't for me. It felt suffocating. I always felt like I was wasting so many hours of my day doing something that didn't fulfill me in the least. I remember entering into my office and felt trapped, as if I was stepping into a prison. I often found myself gazing at the sky, watching birds and trees, without a single thought, and sometimes wondering when I would be able to leave that life behind. Today, I can confidently say that I have crossed that road. It wasn't an easy decision, but life is too short to dread going to work every day. Real happiness can't be bought with money alone. I also understand that you need money to survive in society, but I believe it's okay to be different, to explore new avenues, to listen to my heart and follow its guidance. It's true, the work I do now may not pay much, and I'm still struggling to make ends meet. However, there is no pressure, and I get to work at my own space. I can spend hours without uttering a word or interacting with anyone. It's healthy to seek new challenges, and we shouldn't feel obliged to stay in the same place forever when it's not what we want. I'm not advising you to quit your job or abandon your business, but I encourage you to be wise about your choices. Leaving my 9 to 5 job wasn't a dreamy experience, especially with no savings or investments to rely on. Moreover, I had 2 other life responsibilities to consider. I am not sure where I have found the courage to take this significant and risky step, but I am convinced it's going to be worth it. So, this is my story of leaving the corporate world, a terrible but the necessary reality. As I conclude my story, I want to leave with you a gentle reminder. Life is an unpredictable journey, and sometimes you have to take that leap of faith, even when it seems daunting. The comfort of your routine and familiarity may be alluring, appealing, but don't let it deter you from exploring new horizons. Remember, it's perfectly okay to embrace a different path, to listen to your heart's whispers, and to follow your own unique calling. While the route may be challenging and uncertainty may loom in the distance, it's all a part of the adventure. In the quiet moments of solitude, you may find the answers you seek, and in the absence of constant noise, your true self can emerge. Life is too short to be anxious about every day. True happiness often lies in the simplicity of a peaceful sunrise, the song of birds, and the serenity of self-discovery. So, whether you find yourself in the midst of a corporate world or on a journey of personal transformation, know that your path is yours to create. Be wise, be brave, and above all, be true to yourself. My journey of leaving the corporate world is a proof that sometimes the most beautiful chapters in life are written when we dare to take that leap of faith. Thank you for joining me on this journey. May your path be filled with serenity, purpose, and the fulfillment of your deepest aspirations. Namaskaram.